Are you a course creator, or would you like to be a course creator as a way to earn a little extra money, or perhaps even eventually replace your income? Well, in this world of the online course creation business, it's pretty messy and there's a lot of made up stuff. But if you're a course creator and you care about quality, each Monday I'm bringing you a pro tip after years of being a professional trainer and professional educator. For those of you who want to do better or who want to build on quality, Monday's pro tip is for you. It's hard to know how to get started in the course creation business. If you have something that you know or know how to do, you want to share it with others, and you want to make money doing so, there's so much advice out there. It's a little complicated to create a course. To be honest, to create a quality, high performing, world class, or a course that's going to get the results that you're promising your customers and that you're going to be really happy doing. So, what is that thing? This is our Monday pro tip, and I want to share with you today what is the smartest, it's the fastest, it's easiest, it's really the quickest way to create a course, and that is with training. So, training online in the creator economy really is the smartest way to get started. Now, specifically, what is training? You've probably taken courses in formal education and maybe some here online, and you can hear course creators telling you, I'm training you, I'm coaching you, I'm teaching you, and you're sitting there thinking, what are you doing different? So let's look at this Monday pro tip on what is training. Well, first, teaching and training are two super different education strategies. We can combine them sometimes, but training has its own principles and its own strategies. This little bit on our Monday pro tip and the ones through this month for the next 4 weeks are going to be on training, not teaching, not coaching, not mentoring, and not advising. So what is training? Well, training is always performance based. So, what does that mean? Well, simply put, it just means that you learn how to do something. You may learn how to do it better, or you may learn how to do it for the first time. So, training is always from simple to complex, from novice to expert. Now, you could perform an exercise. A lot of people associate training with athletics or sports or getting healthy or fit, but it could be baking a cake. It could be creating an Excel spreadsheet. There is a gentleman that I follow online that is so good at training how to work on old backhoes. I've got a 1987 case backhoe, and it's not easy to find the manuals or the parts, but this gentleman does such an excellent job training, and he's got a humongous following. And you know what his specialty is? Backhoes, case backhoes that are from the 1980s and some earlier models. And that's pretty specific, and he does incredibly well. So there's a lot of things you can do. You can train someone how to create a video or even organize a drawer. So remember, it's performance based. It's how to do something. So when I first got what training was, I was a junior high PE aide, and that was kind of a cool thing to get to do. But what that meant was that I helped the students, my peers and colleagues, learn how to do it or to lead them in exercises, to lead them in calisthenics. Well, I was standing up there and I thought, well, we're just going to do some jumping jacks. So I just said, okay, 25 jumping jacks. And it's really fun what you can see in front of a group of people. But as I looked out at the sea of junior high girls and I was watching and I thought, oh my, we're not all wired the same way. I mean, there were girls that just didn't have that physical intelligence. It was something I never thought of before. But my job then was to train them. Well, how do you start a jumping jack? And I wasn't so good at that, but I learned over the years that a skill, a performance, something you do is what you train. And the other thing that I I really learned deeply what training was. We had a wonderful track coach in high school, and Judy told us one day to hop in and go run 20 220s in 20 minutes. And that's a little ambitious, and you can kind of cramp up a little bit. But in order for us to train, that was conditioning. She took us, we knew how to run, we knew how to sprint and all that fun stuff. But then she was trying to get us to be stronger. So that was the better part that training can help us do. So the other thing about training that I also learned in my career, I worked as a teaching professor for 12 years and I've taught in some other countries. And I was a corporate trainer for, I don't know, 8, 9 years, somewhere in there. And it can really go amok. I totally messed up. And when it went amok, I'm going to give you this example so that you understand the difference between training and teaching. So I was teaching a group of student nurses. Training them is what I was supposed to be doing, but I was teaching them how to take a blood pressure. Now, to take a blood pressure, the very first time you learn how to put on a blood pressure cuff, how to use a stethoscope, that's a physical skill. That's a doing, that's performance based. And so my only job was to help them understand the placement of a blood pressure cuff, how to size a blood pressure cuff, where the stethoscope went, etc. But me that day, I was just having a ball and I started blabbing away about what the sounds were that they would hear and which part of this cardiac cycle they'd be listening to. And I was having so much fun. There's this thing called crocked off sounds, and I was just having a ball talking about the resting and what all those sounds mean. And I looked up from my little stand there where I was helping one young gal learn how to put on a blood pressure cuff, which I didn't do because I horrified them. I looked up and they all looked like I totally lost them. And if you know anything about people that first go into healthcare, it's a big deal. And they quite often feel anything that they do, they're going to kill somebody. So it was a huge mistake because I started launching into teaching, telling about things they weren't ready for, when the only thing they were there for that day was to learn the physical skill of putting on a blood pressure cuff. So that being said, training is straightforward. That's what makes it so smart, so easy, is that it's a skill and you can use checklists and you can use outlines. And training is actually the easiest and it is the smartest way to get started in a course creation business. And that, of course, is if you stick with the principles of training, don't hop around and say, oh, I'm teaching, I'm training you, I'm coaching you, I'm mentoring you. Training is very specific, performance based. So that is just a little pro tip for this Monday. And think about training. If you're interested in getting started with your very own course creation business or wanting to share what you know or know how to do, training, you will be sharing what you know how to do. And it is a fantastic way to get started. There's a lot less work. And in future Monday pro tips, I'll help you with understanding what do you do with it then? How do you use training to enter into this course creation business? Hope this helps. Have a great Monday.